We always hear people talk about spiritual warfare, right? Including me, right? I talk about it quite a bit. But what we don't usually hear people talk about are the casualties of that spiritual warfare, right? Because just like any other warfare, right, there's going to be casualties. And I'm talking about the people, the partnerships that we lose, right, that we don't expect to lose along this journey. Because spiritual warfare is not just light versus dark, right? It's about awareness versus sleep, okay? And just because you sleep, it don't mean that you evil, right? But what it does mean is that you unarmored, you unaware, and you unprepared, right? And just like any other warfare, the ones that are unarmored usually get hit first. And that's where the casualties come in at. Now, we know about the people that we expect to lose, right? The ones that we should lose, right? The ones that's obvious, right? The ones that ain't got no business even being in the same room as us no more, right? But what about the good people, right? The ones that we didn't expect, right? They ain't did nothing to nobody. The only thing is they just still sleep, right? So what happens is they still get hit up because they standing in the middle of a crossfire that they don't even know exists, right? And the crazy part about that, maybe even the worst part about that, is some of that crossfire is friendly fire coming from us. When you elevate, your frequency shifts, right? Your perception becomes sharper. Your purpose becomes louder. And if they still sleep, theirs don't, okay? Now, that's where the friction come in, right? It starts to create distance between y'all two, okay? Now, somebody that will always be right next to you suddenly seems like they miles away from you, right? They haven't changed. You have, okay? And with that change, you become a mirror that they didn't even ask for, right? And see, they can't handle that. Some of them run from it. Some of them hide from it. Some of them even turn on you because it's easier for them to do that than to face themselves. Now, see, that's friendly fire, okay? Because it wasn't intentional. It was unconscious, okay? And what about the other side of casualties, right? The ones that got took out by the forces that we escaped from, right? False identities, right? Ego, low vibrational, the matrix, right? Watching somebody that you love slip deeper and deeper into that shit while we climb out of it, man, that shit feel like losing a soldier that you wasn't ready to lose yet. And the reason why it hurts so bad is because they good people, beautiful people, right? But goodness is not armor, okay? Awareness is. And check this out. Don't nobody prepare you for the grief of outgrowing people that ain't did nothing wrong, right? Don't nobody prepare you for watching your people get swallowed up from the very energy that you climbed out of, right? Don't nobody prepare you for the guilt of surviving a battlefield that your people didn't even know that they were standing on. I'm finna hit you with some real shit right now, and you might not be ready to hear it. But every spiritual warrior got a graveyard in their story, okay? I ain't talking about no bodies. I'm talking about bonds, all right? And that's why awakening takes courage, because we ain't only just fighting against darkness. Sometimes we fighting against familiar souls too.